We're living in an era of overlapping global crises. Conflict and geopolitical tensions cross borders and impact the entire world. Global economic instability adds uncertainty to our lives, while climate change threatens the survival of our planet. As we face multiple challenges that cannot be solved by a single country, development cooperation that helps countries support one another and grow together is more important than ever. Hello, I'm Peter Bint. Today, let's take a look at how Korea has shared a path with the international community in the evolving landscape of development cooperation. In the past, we believed that economic growth would naturally solve other problems like poverty in developing countries. That notion has long since changed. Increasingly, more people are realizing that all aspects of life, including education, health, the environment, and human rights, also need to be improved equally to bring about true change and development. As perspectives surrounding development change, the implementation of development cooperation projects is also changing. Let's look at how we can make sure development cooperation is actually effective. First, recipient countries' sense of ownership is the key. Each country should identify its own needs and take the lead in its own development. This means countries must actively decide and lead their own development initiatives. Second, focusing on results is crucial. The measure of success should be how much assistance actually improved people's lives. For example, instead of evaluating a school construction project based solely on the completion of 5 school buildings, the real criteria should be how much school enrollment increased and how much student achievement improved as a result. Third, inclusive partnerships are becoming increasingly important. Instead of one country unilaterally assisting another, all parties must cooperate on equal grounds. To tackle diverse global challenges, these partnerships should extend beyond governments to include private companies, international organizations, and civil society. Lastly, transparency and mutual accountability are essential for building trust by honoring shared commitments and sustaining continued cooperation. The Republic of Korea has transitioned from an aid recipient to a donor country. This gives it the distinct advantage of understanding both sides, enabling sincere and lasting cooperation. Korea has established itself as a future-oriented and trustworthy partner in promoting development cooperation. It respects the sovereignty and policy-making authority of partner countries, guided by the belief that people are at the heart of national and social progress. Korea puts its emphasis on human resource development. Based on these strengths and characteristics, and under the vision of international development for global cooperation and solidarity, Korea is paving a new path forward in development cooperation alongside the international community. A key example is the Global Partnership for Effective Development Cooperation, or GPEDC. Based on the Busan Principles adopted at the 2011 Busan High-Level Forum on Aid Effectiveness, this partnership launched in June 2012. As emphasized earlier, The Busan Principles comprise 4 key elements: country ownership, a focus on results, inclusive partnerships, and transparency and mutual accountability. All development actors, such as donors, partner countries, civil society, international organizations, and the private sector, participate as equal partners. Today, these 4 development effectiveness principles are shared and supported by the entire international community. Among the GPEDC's core activities, one aspect stands out. Global Partnership Monitoring is the GPEDC's flagship mechanism for examining how cooperation efforts actually improve life for aid recipients, sharing lessons learned with the international society, and identifying areas for improvement. Currently, the 4th monitoring round is in place, involving approximately 50 countries. Korea is actively contributing not just to monitoring efforts, but also to the sharing of knowledge and spreading successful outcomes. Along with its involvement in the GPEDC, Korea actively participated in the 4th International Conference on Financing for Development held in June in Seville, Spain. Around 15,000 people attended the conference, including government delegations from United Nations member states, international organizations, academia, and private companies. At the conference, Korea took part in discussions on how to strengthen international development cooperation and ensured that the principles of development effectiveness were reflected in the final outcome document. Korea's efforts in such international forums actually began a long time ago. Korea has played a key role since the establishment of the GPEDC. To facilitate broader and deeper communication, Korea led the launch of the Busan Global Partnership Forum in 2012. Notably, Korea made a significant commitment at the first high-level meeting of the Global Partnership for Effective Development Cooperation held in Mexico City in April 2014. It suggested hosting an annual forum to review the implementation of the Busan Principles. To keep this promise, Korea hosted 7 Busan Global Partnership Forums biennially through 2023, leading discussions on development cooperation. The Busan Global Partnership Forum brings together governments, international organizations, and businesses. It has become a prominent international platform in the development field, providing new topics for discussion and solutions to respond to the ever-changing global landscape. At the end of this September, the 8th Busan Global Partnership Forum will convene to discuss the topic of development effectiveness, cooperation for the future, and a ladder for inclusive growth. The forum will discuss ways to reach the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, strengthen policies and partnerships for effective development cooperation, and share knowledge to boost triangular cooperation with various stakeholders, such as the private sector and civil society. Through this forum, as well as platforms such as the UN, OECD, and G20, Korea will continue to actively and consistently participate in building more effective and sustainable norms and frameworks of international development cooperation. The Busan Global Partnership Forum and GPEDC activities have become important models for more effective and sustainable development cooperation at the international level. Through solidarity and collaborative efforts, Korea will continue to work with the international society to shape a brighter future in which all countries can progress together. We hope that the 8th Busan Global Partnership Forum will foster concrete and practical discussions on sustainable development cooperation. That is all for today's session. We look forward to seeing you next time with more interesting stories about Korea's diplomatic policies. Thank you.